Bolton have managed to keep up the pressure, but Blackburn have brought a good army of travelling support. It's a phenomenal atmosphere here at Deepdale as the Lancashire rivals go head-to-head live after the break. Anyone who doubts Preston's commitment tonight is overlooking the fact that this is a passionate local derby. The first time that these two teams have been in the same division for 20 years. They haven't been in the top division together for 40 years. But who knows, that may happen, because if Blackburn do secure automatic promotion here tonight, then Preston could well follow them up via the playoffs.
They've been rocked by that result last night. Got themselves in a situation now where they're thinking we should have been up. That could be weighing on their minds heavily tonight as well.
Damien Duff may just have returned in time for the promotion party. When he tore his hamstring against Fulham, it was expected that he would be out for the rest of the campaign, but he's made a remarkably quick recovery. If Blackburn do complete the job tonight, there should be a toast to absent friends, the fans who couldn't get a ticket, the players, particularly the injured ones who couldn't get a game. But most of all to Jack Walker, who in his lifetime achieved the dream of winning the Premiership, but who sadly died before the task of returning to the big time was complete. Maybe only about 2,500 of them here tonight, but they're making enough noise for 22,500 at least.
Well, Gary Flitcroft obviously won the toss. He's making Preston kick towards their own supporters, hoping to keep a clean sheet before half-time.
Preston then get the game underway. They're assured of their place in the playoffs, but it's absolutely crucial for Blackburn, who have to win to ensure that the race for the second automatic promotion slot doesn't go to the last day. It really is a glorious surface, the best in the division, officially. It was voted that. Pristine condition for
well, you would think it was the start of the season, wouldn't you, Rob? It really is perfect for football.
Here's Graham Alexander. Number 7 here is Lee Cartwright, Preston's longest-serving player. Helped on in the direction of Rankin. Berg, who meets it initially. Craig Short, who gets it away. Dunn going up. This is Cresswell. Flitcroft in there snapping, and it's already started to get a bit feisty in there. Cresswell was most unhappy about that challenge by the Blackburn captain.
Well, this is over-aggressive from Gary Flitcroft, but that's what he's all about. But Cresswell reacts to the decision by just having a little kick back, and that's why he takes further action, Gary Flitcroft. If anybody thought it was going to be easy tonight, the Preston players are still up for it, and so definitely are the Blackburn players. That's how much it means.
Gary Flitcroft, who was born in Bolton and was once a Bolton fan, and was actually sent off against them in the FA Cup earlier this season, hoping tonight to deny them promotion. He's already been firmly involved in the action so far, and he ushered that one away from his Preston counterpart, the Preston captain Sean Gregan.
He did well, didn't he? He just saw the run from Gregan, he just stood his ground. Gregan ran straight to the back of him. But it's a good start from Preston. You know, people think, well, they are in the playoffs, they could come and lie down, but they're going to give it a real go.
Janssen, here's Rankin, it's Anderson. Almost fell short for Gregan, but he's done well to get there. And it's cleared by John Curtis. Souness has plenty of experience out there at his disposal, plenty of Premiership experience too. All 11 starters have played at the top level before. That in complete contrast to Preston, who have only Richard Cresswell, who's played previously in the Premiership. Little push by David Dunn, who's been such an inspirational figure, particularly recently for Blackburn.
He's a wonderful player, he's got great balance. He really is a player for the future. Will be a top-class player and a player for England, that's for certain.
This is Cresswell. Alexander. Clearance was by Curtis. Knockback had been by Barry Murphy.
Tremendous run by him into the space there.
Here's Duff. Cresswell coming back with a challenge, and now Cresswell has to avoid a challenge from Dunn, even though he's stayed down. This is Cartwright. But Cresswell has been very much in the wars early on. He was rattled by Flitcroft's challenge, and the latest one was from David Dunn.
Well, Roy Pearson is right. He's going to book him. Watch the stamp as he comes in, David Dunn. He just goes, his foot's a little bit high, and he stamps with that right leg, and he just misses him, Cresswell. He doesn't make any contact, but Cresswell goes down. May have just caught his toe when I say he hasn't made any contact, but it's a definite stamp right on the toe.
Well, I mentioned that Flitcroft has already been sent off this season, so too has David Dunn in the home defeat by Gillingham, and he's on a yellow card after just 4 minutes of the game.
Well, that might be just nerves as well, because he's not that type of player, David Dunn. He may just have thought he was responsible for that little skirmish with his captain, Gary Flitcroft. Just seeking a little bit of revenge, but nothing too serious.
Janssen cleared by Gregan. It's Berg. Dunn with a header on. Nice touch from Janssen. This is Duff. Alexander got to him. Duff does well to keep it in. Dunn. Cleared by Sean Gregan. Gregan, as a utility player, has been a key man for Preston this year, whether he's figured in midfield or at the back. Hughes. Mark Hughes with over 500 Premier League games to his credit. This is Rankin. Player he's looking for is Ian Anderson. Curtis has to be careful here. And his experience wins the free kick.
He's unlucky. Anderson's really unlucky because it's not an intentional tackle. If you watch the legs of Curtis, it just falls on the back of him there. Maybe the slightest of pushes, but it really is a case of just a clash of the legs, a clumsy challenge maybe.
John Curtis with the opportunity tonight to put last May's heartache behind him. He and Craig Hignett, who's on the bench for Blackburn tonight, part of the Barnsley team that lost the playoff final 12 months ago. It's Kidd's header away. Barry Murphy with a header on. It's Craig Short. Duff's foot was up, but this is Rankin. Now Cresswell. Alexander. Flick on by Macken. Cleared by Gillespie. Barry Murphy lining it up for Richard Cresswell. Friedel always confident it was going wide though.
He made his early decision to take that on. Would have probably been a bit better, but they are playing at 5 across the midfield. You can see Anderson and Cresswell as soon as possible trying to get up alongside Macken, making it very hard for Blackburn to get into their passing straight away.
Here's Hughes. By Johnson. This is Curtis. Flitcroft. Short. Duff. Short. Aiming to switch the direction to Gillespie, who's yet to really get into the game, but this is Edwards. Anyone who doubted Preston's commitment in this fixture has already had those reservations fully answered. It's been a containment job by Blackburn so far. Anderson, cleared by Berg. Macken. Cartwright. It's a bit short for Rankin. Managed to get there just ahead of Flitcroft, who's really pumped up for this.
He didn't do a lot wrong, but people are looking for him at the moment. Rob.
Here's Edwards. Blackburn had squeezed up. Cartwright looking to get through. Had his arm on the back of Duff.
Well, you saw Damien Duff right back in the left back spot there. It just shows at the moment he isn't getting any supply. Moisey be pleased, be happy the way that they've started. The shape's good, the way they're dealing with Blackburn's good. Two wingers, as you've said, Rob, two wing-backs, Duff and Gillespie, no service whatsoever. The only way through is down the middle. And Gregan's matching Mark Hughes at the moment.
Done. Gregan. Berg.
Yeah, just maybe Henningberg is just thinking there, let's go from back to front a little bit quicker. Just to keep the ball in the Preston half.
Macker. Now Cresswell. Challenged by Berg. Here's Craig Short. And this is David Dunn. Curtis. Gillespie. Dunn again. Duff. Dunn. Flitcroft. This is Short. Berg with a back pass.
It's a containment job at the moment, I think. Graham Souness will be looking to Gillespie and Duff to get right on the touchlines as wide as they possibly can, just to open the pitch up a little bit more.
Janssen aiming to screen it from Kidd, and then Gregan and Hughes getting involved. Flitcroft going for it, and the header comes in, and they couldn't keep it out. And Damien Johnson, despite having forced it over the line, sees it ruled out because of a push by Flitcroft.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, Gary Flitcroft. As he goes for this ball, just watch the trailing arm. He's disappointed. Damien Johnson does nothing wrong, and that's why Graham Souness is saying, what's that for? But just watch the trailing arm. There's the ball, goes up in the air from Johnson in the first place. The trailing arm goes across Alexandra. Johnson follows up his original pass. Into the back of the net it goes. Well done, the assistant and the referee. Good spot.
Well, the referee there having to rely on his assistant, Craig Barker, and Roy Pearson, having made eye contact with the official, disappoints Graham Souness with the decision. But the arm of Flitcroft across Graham Alexander, the key to it all. That assistant.
Well, lucky it wasn't that deliberate, Rob, but it was contact made, and that's why it's disallowed.
Poor assistant will have to run the gauntlet now because the line he's running is right in front of the Blackburn fans. Here's Cresswell. This is Edwards, who did his level best to keep that effort from Johnson out. Here is Damien Johnson again. Gillespie. Janssen, nice touch. This is Hughes. Flitcroft aiming to steer it inside and finds his man Damien Johnson. Here's Duff. Away from Anderson. Now Dunn. This is Duff again. Flitcroft's fall leaves Curtis with work to do, but he does it. Flitcroft makes up for it with a brilliant ball to Gillespie. Deep cross, and Duff will come in and try and retain it.
That's the key man who are getting involved now. Duff on the left, Gillespie on the right. They're doing it the right way. This is what we said, just get it out wide now. That's where the space will be.
Janssen and Short all in there. Berg has gone forward from the back as well. Flitcroft can be pretty useful in the air too. It's Dunn who takes the kick. Cleared by Graham Alexander. Gillespie helping it back to Curtis. It's found Dunn.
Well, he's so determined to win that ball, Gary Flitcroft. Just watch that right arm, just smashes Graham Alexander in the face. May have not been intentional, but he does make contact. And they've made the right decision.
Here's Berg. Now Gillespie. Flitcroft. Short. Damon Johnson, one of the few outfield players for Blackburn who hasn't scored so far this season, although his opportunities were limited up until recent weeks. It's Gillespie. Johnson. Now done. Tried to give Edwards the slip, but carrying it out for the throw.
They're turning the power on now, Blackburn. It's them that are forcing the issue like the home side.
Well, Fulham and Blackburn dominated the division to such an extent that they, between them, occupied 10 of the places in the PFA's First Division team at the weekend. Only Martin Granger of Birmingham from outside of that club to make the team. There have been some other fairy tale stories in the First Division this year, none better than Preston, who are looking for a second successive promotion. It's Gillespie. Kidd missing it. And retrieving it. Short. It's Edwards, who was a slight doubt for this game because of an ankle problem. Now Gillespie. Gary Flitcroft. Craig Short. Janssen. Nice skill, he's away from Alexander. Hughes and Dunn are both in the box. Just lost his footing though. This is Duff. Blocked by Alexander. Beyond Hughes' reach. Edwards with a header away.
It's a wonderful cross with his right foot there. Mark Hughes was expecting him to check back and go the other way. That's why he didn't get himself towards the far post.
From Hughes, clearance by Gregan.
Well, you can see plenty of the ball for Blackburn. They're just sitting in there, Preston, saying you've got to break us down. We will now play on the counter-attack with the one-man Jonathan Mackin up front on his own.
Blackburn successfully absorbed what Preston had to throw at them early on. They've now started to look more threatening themselves, but hang on a moment, because here's Mackin shaking off Berg, taking on Johnson. Deflects on its way through. And Friedel unable to stop it from going for the corner.
Got tremendous composure. Great feed, hasn't he, Jonathan Mackin? 2 or 3 challenges, people starting to step in, trying to take the ball away from him. One's the dummy for the shot. No, I'm going to take it away from you. I'm not going to shoot there. I'm going to shift it once more. And it's good defending.
Mackin inside the 6-yard box now as Edwards prepares to take the corner for Preston. It's bypassed them all.
You normally think David Moyes' side, delivery on set pieces. We saw them practicing 1 or 2 just before. A little bit earlier on. But that was a complete waste.
David Moyes and Graham Souness, 2 Scots passionate about the game, although Moyes' playing reputation perhaps not quite up to the level of the man in the opposite dugout. But certainly as a young manager, he's carved out an excellent reputation for himself.
Souness is not happy, sorry Rob, he's not happy. Mark Hughes once again given a free kick against him, and I've got to be honest, it's 6 to 1 and half a dozen. Gregan's up for the fight with Mark Hughes, and they were tugging and pulling each other.
Macken. This is Barry Murphy. Cross from him is aimed towards Cresswell. And away by Dunn. Here's Hughes with Janssen just behind. Curtis. Janssen may just have got the faintest of touches. It's been left for Flitcroft! A golden opportunity for Gary Flitcroft, well left by Hughes.
Oh, it's brilliant from Mark Hughes. This is unbelievable. Even Gary Flitcroft had to wait for a second to realise how good it was. There's the dummy. He moves into the position. He's got it on his right foot. He tries to bend it into that near post. Maybe go across the goalkeeper, would have given him a chance, but Lucas gets a good hand on it.
Short is up for the corner, and Lucas gets another vital touch. Having just turned Flitcroft's effort around, he gets to the Craig Short header.
Well, his feet were going the wrong way, weren't they? David Lucas there, because this short header takes him by surprise. He then has to backpedal and get the arm up as quickly as possible and tip it over.
Dunn's ball in, Flitcroft again goes for it, but it's Ryan Kidd who meets it. David Dunn. Attempting to shrug off the attentions of Cresswell, but it's a good challenge. And here's Ian Anderson. Cartwright has made a break through the middle, and the aim is to pick him out. Now he's got the better of Curtis. It's Lee Cartwright! And just as the Bolton fans watching were praying that he would finish it off, he lost his composure at the vital moment.
Well, he did. This is a poor challenge from John Curtis. Graham Souness will not be happy with this, because he more or less ducks into the challenge there, bends away from it. That allows it to go to his feet. But as you said, it just bounced up and away it went.
Hughes. Here's Mark Hughes. Header away by Edwards. Tripped by Johnson, was it? The referee said yes. Free kick. And we're just hearing news of a vital goal at Fratton Park, and it's come for Crystal Palace. It's Mikhail Forsell who's got the goal. And Palace, remember, starting that game 3 points behind Portsmouth. If they lose it, they're relegated. But if they win it, they'll be level on points with Portsmouth going into the final weekend of the season. And remember, Mikhail Forsell was a player who they wanted to let go back to Chelsea earlier in the season. How glad they are now that the Football League intervened to stop that loan period ending.
He was there on Saturday against Wolves. He didn't play against Wolves. And I spoke to him, and he was very, very bitterly disappointed. Stevie Kember's obviously brought him back, and he's repaid him very early on there.
Here's Edwards. Berg. Header out by Kidd. And this is Gillespie. Taking on Edwards. Janssen! Is it going to be that sort of night with chances going begging?
Well, I just think for half a second he's decided he doesn't really want to go for this in case Graham Alexander gets it. The ball from Gillespie is wonderful, and I just think for a second he thinks maybe it's going to be a clash of heads with Alexander, and he half goes for the header. He heads it quite well, but away it goes.
Macken. This is Duff. Dunn.
Well, they really are chasing the game now, Preston.
Craig Short.
Just sitting in and making it difficult for Blackburn. That's their game plan for tonight.
Alexander. This is Flitcroft. Now Duff. Now Janssen. Regan just policing the run of Damien Duff. Preston blocked off by Graham Alexander, and it's Duff with the throw. Ball hurled in by Duff, and that was a positive challenge by Kidd in front of Hughes. Back by Gillespie. Rankin away.
It's quite unnerving at time when you're the home side and the away side has so much possession.
Well, they've found a system that suits them in recent times, and they've employed it home and away. The personnel have changed. The results haven't changed, though, too significantly. 3 defeats in their last 34 league games. It's been quite a charge towards the Premiership for Blackburn, but now they have to hold their nerve at the vital moment.
It's exactly the same. I think Graham Souness has said it before. At home, everybody has a game plan against us. When we go away from home, it's exactly the same. We have to keep playing our way, the same way, keep probing, and that's what they're doing now.
Here's David Dunn. It's a brilliant ball. Mark Hughes with a chance, and Lucas denies him. That's 3 important saves the Preston goalkeeper's now made.
I would have put my money on Mark Hughes just lifting this over David Lucas. I really, really would. I thought, what a chance this is. Dunn's ball is magnificent, and just a lift there, but he goes for the low shot. There's the foot of David Lucas because he's there in the right position. The ball's within reach, and it's a good save.
Well, he's not scored now in 17 appearances, Mark Hughes, although to be fair, many of those were as a substitute. But he really looked the favourite in that one-on-one. Here's Gary Flitcroft. Duff. Lucas again equal to the challenge. Craig Shaw.
Well, it's on its way. The elusive first goal. They keep peppering and peppering with this quality that they're doing it with, and you know it's going to come.
Curtis.
Started very well tonight, John Curtis, which is strange for him. You know, if any of the Blackburn players is not at it tonight, it might just be John Curtis.
Curtis, the only player to have played in every league game for Blackburn so far this season. Up against Jonathan McIntyre, one of his old Manchester United colleagues. Right, it's Alexander. Berg leaving it to Short to deal with. He has a problem with Cresswell that he gets out of well. This is Janssen. Curtis. Away by Gregan, this is Gillespie. Duff wants it switched to the other side, but Gillespie fancies his chances taking on Edwards. Switches inside instead to Matt Janssen. Cartwright steps in, Flitcroft with the challenge. Here's Damien Duff. Dunn. Flitcroft.
I always fancied Edwards on that one. But Graham Souness has already told Duff and Gillespie now to stay as far forward as possible. They really are playing with 4 forwards, Gillespie on the right and Duff on the left.
Done. Edwards had a clash of heads with Keith Gillespie. Just feeling the effects of it now.
Quite happy when that ball goes in the air towards him and Gillespie. It's when it's on the ground he doesn't want it.
Berg. Here's Alexander. Anderson. Kidd. Here's Flitcroft. Dunn. Here's Edwards.
Better from Preston. 3-4 passes there, which give him a little bit more encouragement. He's been on the back foot as much as they have. Just to get hold of it, pass it and keep it.
Anderson runs into Flitcroft. This is Mark Rankin. He's lost out, and Duff. It's Janssen. Clear to Cresswell. Cresswell did his best to shake off Craig Short. The free kick's been given.
Well, he held him back, Craig Short. He beat him with skill, little step over, and then shoved it inside him, and he beat him for pace, all ends up, and he just holds on to him, Craig Short. There you can see the left arm, and then the challenge.
Alexander's over the free kick. Ryan Kidd has come forward to support Mackin and Cresswell. But Alexander catches them out by playing it to Sean Gregan, and his effort is blocked by John Curtis. Alexander plays it over the top, and the flag was down there as Mackin made his run. Berg clears. It's away by Dunn towards Hughes, who was backing into Gregan. A bit of a scuffle off the ball between those two. This is Brian Barry Murphy. Flitcroft reaching back with a challenge, and it's another free kick, and decisions going against Blackburn at the moment. And Flitcroft in trouble with the referee.
Well, you feel sorry for Gary Flitcroft here. All he's done is got possession of the ball. It is from behind, but he does make contact, and to go into the book for that, it's really a poor decision by Roy Pearson there.
Gary Flitcroft and David Dunn both under pressure from yellow cards. Mark Hughes in danger of getting himself a caution from the referee as well, as he tries to take matters into his own hands regarding the placing of the ball for the free kick.
Well, he don't mess about, does he? He had a little scuffle with Mark Rankin there a little earlier on. Him and Gregan were tugging and pulling and pushing each other. There's the shakes hands there, Mark Hughes, Mark Rankin. That's what it's all about. You go out there, you're determined to win, you've got your shirt on. As long as it's not too serious.
Well, it's a long way out. Alexander and Anderson would be ambitious to try from here. But he has done more! Stunning effort from Ian Anderson.
What power! This is an Exocet missile. Just look at this go through the air. It looks as if it's every inch in the goal, but that is a magnificent strike. It's just unfortunate it's inches away.
Cracking effort from Ian Anderson. That flew through.
One thing for certain, Brad Friedel would not have got anywhere near that whatsoever.
Blackburn feel they should have had a free kick there for the challenge by Kidd on Hughes. This is Craig Short. Dunn. Alexander away from Duff. This is Cartwright. Henningberg climbing above Mackin.
Well, they've been stung into life, haven't they, Preston? From defending really well and deep. Now all of a sudden they're back on the attack.
This is Lee Cartwright. Mackin and Cresswell were both in there. Short came between them. Rankin challenge as well. Richard Cresswell. This is Mackin. Lee Cartwright. It's Mark Rankin. Friedel equal to it.
Well, it's a decent strike. They've got their tails up. Preston at the moment. Everybody wants the ball. They feel confident. They're winning the 50-50s. It's taken them a while to get going, but now they're firing.
It's a flag up. The referee has spotted. And in the meantime, we're getting more news from that vital clash at Fratton Park, and what a start this is for caretaker manager Steve Kember, because Palace, already leading thanks to Mikael Forsell's goal, have managed to get for themselves a second. It's Rihilati who's got it, and just look at that as they stand at the moment. Crystal Palace on goal difference have moved above Portsmouth. So it's two Finns who've scored, and it could mean it's a fight to the finish, because it now looks like going to the last day, where Crystal Palace are at Stockport and Portsmouth will be at home to Barnsley. Here's Graham Alexander. As things stand in this game at the moment, the promotion issue will also be going to the last day. A point for Blackburn tonight would not be good enough. They have to win. And at the moment...
Yeah, the pressure's just beginning to tell, Rob, at the moment. All of a sudden now you're seeing one or two of them very, very deep. Damien Duff and Gillespie who push really forward. Graham Souness has just shouted to Damien Duff on this left-hand side, what are you doing back in there? Don't want you defending, get out of it.
Rankin. It's away by Berg. Kidd. Alexander. Cresswell. Berg. Duff. Alexander got his foot in. It's a Preston throw-in, much to the displeasure of Graham Souness, who's not been too happy at all tonight with some of Roy Pearson's decision-making.
Well, he was right, Roy Pearson. He was definitely right there, and Graham Souness is close enough. But he's obviously not happy about other decisions, as you quite rightly said. The booking, he can be unhappy with. The disallowed goal, not.
Graham Souness, I'm sure this is the sort of occasion that he would love to get his boots on and play in.
You just know what he's going through on the line. You go through a million emotions and you feel that everything's against you, the referee's against you. Every decision that goes, even for you, you don't see that one, but you see the ones that are given to the opposition.
Anderson with the layoff. Here's Rob Edwards looking to curl one in for Cresswell. It's a foul anyway by Richard Cresswell. And ironic applause from Graham Souness and the Blackburn fans.
Like I said, you only see the things that go your way.
Hughes. Rankin. Flitcroft in there digging in, but Kidd got his toe to it. This is Anderson. Cartwright, Rankin.
You can see what he was looking for, just to bend it towards Macken. It went too straight.
Duff.
Well, it's tasty now. A few tackles flying around.
Hughes. Duff. Matt Jansen. Blocked by Graham Alexander. It's a corner. Corner at the town end where they're building a new stand. It's Blackburn's third corner of the match. Duff's cross. And it was a Flitcroft's header that went across.
It's a lovely ball. You just think, is there anybody on that 6-yard line just to put this away? But Mark Hughes is stuck in the middle of the goals with his back to it.
Macken. One from in by another former Manchester United man, Keith Gillespie. Keith Gillespie, whose last two appearances in the Premiership were against his former clubs, Manchester United and Newcastle. It It was the draw with Manchester United that relegated Blackburn to the Nationwide League. It's Edwards, now Macken. Barry Murphy, cut out by Gillespie. It's Gregan. Johnson, now Hughes. Duff. Foul by Cartwright. Dunn has got on with it. It's Duff's cross.
Kidd and Mark Hughes both have a little scuffle between them there. Just taking them both on, Gregan and Kidd. Mark Hughes.
He may be 37 years of age, but his appetite for the game certainly hasn't dulled. And Gregan and Kidd are finding that out tonight. Janssen got the header back this time. It was Rankin who cut it out.
Preston are playing better because they're getting more support to Macken now. Creswell and Anderson, every opportunity getting up alongside him, whereas before they were just sitting in deep, allowing Blackburn to dictate. As you can see, look, they've come right back into it. Not a lot in it now.
Preston's goalkeeper had kept them in the game with a series of decent saves, but Preston have started to stage a recovery, even though they're under pressure now from this free kick.
Well, they do have master craftsmen on these set plays. Dunn, Duff, ahead of Craig Short, ahead of Mark Hughes. Lots of variations on this one.
There have been some cracking goals scored by Blackburn players this season. Could this one be another late candidate? Or will it mean a ball boy being sent into the building site behind David Lucas's goal? Damien Duff, who officially got the Goal of the Season award for his individual effort against Birmingham, is there and hits it! But always travelling wide.
Well, he doesn't move David Lucas. The vantage position we've got, we see it get plenty of pace and power, but the direction's all away.
This is Hughes, again using his strength against Barry Murphy. This is Kidd.
He's given handball against Kidd there. Just bounced up awkwardly for him before Mark Hughes got there.
Flicker off, leaving this one for Dunn to take. And Preston were alert to what he was going to try there. Handball given against Macken.
Preston's turn to be unhappy now.
Here's Dunn. Duff.
Just trying to force it once again, Blackburn. And they had their fantastic spell. They just passed it around sweetly to the wide. Now they're searching for passes.
Short. Berg. Janssen with a flick on, and Lucas gets there ahead of Hughes and then has the ball kicked out of his hands.
Well, he's given offside against Mark Hughes. I'm not sure whether that's the correct decision, because he sees that Janssen's going to win it and tries to anticipate the head. Yes, he's just offside. It's a good decision. Half a yard, but he doesn't give it up, does he? Lets David Lucas know that he's around.
Here's Dunn. Mark Hughes off the ball, has gone down clutching his head. In the meantime, this is Dunn progressing well. Curtis. Gillespie. ball off Edwards and allowing time for Hughes to get treatment for the whack that he took to the back of the head.
Well, this is what we see from this angle. We can see Sean Gregan, Mark Hughes scuffling with each other. Graham Souness obviously saw what we saw on the top right-hand corner of our screen there.
He's engaging his opposite number in conversation now, and fourth official David Pugh is motioning him away. Two fiery, passionate managers. Frank exchange of views.
The thing you know about Mark Hughes is he gives it and takes it.
Right across over Jansen's head to Damien Duff. Now it's left to Dunn to retrieve. Clever ball back in. Kidd emerges well though. This is Johnson. Flitcroft beaten to it, but there's Gillespie. Now Damien Duff trying to steer it round to Mark Hughes. Kidd with a header away. Dunn away by Rankin to ease some of the pressure. Berg. Short. Duff. Johnson. Flitcroft. Be 2 minutes of stoppage time added on in the first half. This is Damien Duff. Speculative one from the Irishman. Two top Scots on the touchline and a fairly decent one in the stand as well. Kenny Dalgleish, who was one of the main architects of Blackburn's last promotion from this division in the playoffs back in 1992, and also, of course, led them to the Premiership title 3 years later.
Little yawn from him there, Rob. It's quite exciting. Well, he's a little bit bored.
Well, amazing to think that here's Hughes looking to put Jansen through, and Jansen has to try and get the better of Gregan. And Lucas has to watch that one over.
Well, he's claiming handball, Matt Jansen, but watch it just bounce up awkwardly for Matt as well. He claims that left arm of Sean Gregan comes across and takes the ball, but I think it's the awkward bounce rather than ball to hand.
Alexander. Macken. Well, they've got a man over. Barry Murphy was free, but Anderson couldn't get it to him because Duff successfully challenged him.
Well, he read the script really well. John Curtis there with that challenge because he was one-on-one.
Alexander's cross in towards Macken, who shields it brilliantly from Berg, but was it control with his hand? Certainly the goal's not going to stand, and I think it's because it came off Macken's hand.
You did right, Rob. No doubt about it. His hand is low, and you can sometimes get away with it, but referee Roy Pearson is looking 5 yards away, straight at the angle. There's the arms come down towards his knees. Good decision.
No score, although Blackburn have had the ball in the back of Preston's net thanks to a header from Damien Johnson, ruled out for a challenge by Gary Flitcroft, one of 3 Blackburn players to produce good saves from David Lucas in the Preston goal. Half-time here, it's Preston 0, Blackburn 0. Preston goalkeeper David Lucas now fully recovered from the back spasm that forced him out of our last live game against Watford when he was injured in the warm-up, and he's had some important contributions to make, denying Gary Flitcroft, Craig Short and Mark Hughes. But Blackburn have been a bit upset and riled by some of the treatment that Hughes has had and some of the treatment they've had from the referee, and certainly Graham Souness was waiting for Roy Pearson the minute that he left the field for half-time. But he gets the second half underway. A draw, remember, not good enough to take Blackburn up automatically tonight. That would carry it over to the final day. They need the win, and Janssen there pressing, looking to get that all-important breakthrough for the opening goal. Blackburn have been beaten just once in their last 16 away league matches. That was at Nottingham Forest. This is Sean Gregan. Anderson. Now Macken. This is Rankin. Graham Alexander. Jonathan Macken, great admirer of Mark Hughes, and to a degree has modelled his game on the Blackburn striker. Alexander looking to get the ball across to Macken, and it's Curtis who gets it away. Here is Hughes. And Hughes this time just shrugging off Kidd, but in trying to play it around to Janssen, gives Edwards the edge.
Well, he never gets the benefit of the doubt, does he, Hughes? He was being pulled and tugged once again. Doesn't get the decision in his favour.
Here's Duff. Got to try and get away from Alexander. Hughes going for it. Cleared though by Gregan. So far has managed the uncompromising style of Hughes well. Cresswell. Now Cartwright. Alexander. Lee Cartwright. It's a corner.
He's chasing back in there now, Damien Duff, but he's pushed really up on that left-hand side. I think Graham Souness has said, don't go back at all now in the second half. Let's push on and get the goal that we need.
And in the end it's Short who clears.
More than a chance. That Kidd ran the wrong way around. He'd just been coming a little bit late in the centre of goals there. He would have had a simple tap in.
Anderson. There's Macken. Rankin. Barry Murphy. This is Graham Alexander. Cartwright. Hughes snapping away.
Well, they had to do that because they've been given more time on the ball, Preston, in this second half. I think Mark Hughes is saying to the rest of the Blackburn players, why aren't we snapping in? Flitcroft seemed to be casual when Rankin was in the middle of the park a few minutes ago, whereas very early on in the first half he let him know that he was around.
Turned away by Kidd. It's Gillespie's throw. And this is Janssen. He's got Hughes up in support. With Gregan. There's an effective job in halting his progress.
Tremendous strength and reading of the game. You've got to try and get round me to try and get in, because it bobbles and bounces up round his knees and everything there. Matt Janssen, there it is, and then Gregan just comes over. Good anticipation.
Preston were the only team in the First Division to take 4 points from their 2 games against Fulham this season. But they didn't take any from Bolton, they didn't take any from Birmingham, and so far they've taken none from Blackburn and from West Brom, who are their last visitors of the league season here on Sunday. This is Gillespie. Aiming to line one up for Gary Flitcroft, but Cresswell was quickly across. And Flitcroft felt he should have had the throw in, but it's gone Preston's way.
started with the same pace that it did in the first half. Graham Souness may well be thinking we don't need to win tonight. A point and a point on Saturday is enough to see us through. But knowing him as well as I do, I doubt that was what he was saying to the players at half-time.
They'll play every game to win, Blackburn. They've had a very loyal following, averaging around 20,000 at Ewood Park this season. And they've brought good backing with them tonight, who've stayed with the team despite the frustrations of not seeing them score yet. There's a lot of feeling that Blackburn might actually benefit from the fact that their remaining games were away from home, that there might be less pressure away from Ewood Park. While they will end their season at Gillingham on Sunday, Graham Souness' 48th birthday, Bolton will be at home to Sheffield United. One or two nerves might just start to get frayed the longer this goes on without a goal.
There's something not sparking them at the moment. Blackburn.
Rankin. Cartwright. Now Cresswell.
He's got to get it back across. Beat short once again comfortably. The delivery's poor.
Regan's arms raised there against Matt Jansen, and that's why the free kick was awarded. Dunn, now short. Hughes has just mistimed his run, he's offside.
That's that direct route once again, which they did at occasions in the first half, whereas if they just, you can see Mark Hughes' level just when that ball's taken. But as usual, it's difficult for the assistant watching the ball and watching the line at the same time.
Mark Hughes scored in Blackburn's 3-2 victory against Preston at Ewood Park back in January, when Blackburn were actually 3 goals up in the first 19 minutes. But Preston staged a recovery, pulled 2 back. Who got one of their goals in that game. He's kept it in here. It's behind Cartwright and Flitcroft, who gets it away. Now Alexander. Encouraging this for Preston until Anderson's layoff goes awry. Berg. Kidd. Edwards.
Well, that's that straight ball again. Blackburn found their success by Gillespie and Duff in good possession. I think Graham Souness will be saying, get back to that.
Berg. Jansen. Hughes engaged with Rankin. This is Craig Short. Duff available to his left. He looked to go through to Dunn, but it's found Duff in the end. Crosses in towards Mark Hughes. And Gregan hits it against Jansen, who's pressed well and done magnificently. It was Gregan's challenge, but it's a corner that Jansen gets.
Oh, 2 great bits of play. First from Jansen to dispossess Gregan, and then Gregan's saving challenge, because if he doesn't make this, he's in Jansen, there's no doubt about that. There's the foot out, left foot takes it away from him.
Damien Duff's corner, Flitcroft climbs, header away was by Cresswell. Well, that's short from Gillespie. Curtis rescues it from Anderson, couldn't really do much with it though.
Well, it is a nervy start in this second half of Blackburn. Preston haven't changed the way they've played.
Blackburn are about to change their personnel, and that's where Graham Souness does have a good advantage. He has plenty of quality on the bench. Marcus Bent, who came on to score in the last victory against Portsmouth, about to be introduced again.
I think his thinking may well be that we are playing a little bit direct with Mark Hughes up there.
Barry Murphy going for Macken's cross. Able to guide his header goalwards.
If I take Mark off, then it's a different proposition for Kidd and Gregan with the pace of Bent.
Here's Cresswell. Rankin. Berg. Well, he got away with that. Fortunately for him, Macken wasn't close enough to profit from the initial error. Although Friedel, that clearance still means that Blackburn are under the cosh.
It is really nerves because they're stepping on the ball. They're putting themselves under pressure rather than Preston having to do it.
Macken's layoff. Cresswell retrieves it in a fashion. Here's Flitcroft. It's Craig Short. Away by Gregan. Flitcroft. Curtis. This is Gillespie. Short. Duff. Taking on Cresswell and getting his cross in. Johnson was arriving. It was a vital header from Edwards. Dunn came in. This is Flitcroft. Now Curtis. Playing it back across to Mark Hughes. Hughes may be the man to be sacrificed if Bent does come on. Here's Anderson. Now Macken. Turning away from Berg. Good efforts!
Well, he possesses real ability. There's no need for him to give this ball to Cresswell. When you pack the power that he's got, Cresswell's available on the right-hand side. He ignores him completely, comes in, drives it. Lots of power. Henningberg can't get across, but it's lifting all the time.
Well, like his hero, Mark Hughes, John Macken screens the ball so well from defenders. Really good play with his back to goal, but Hughes has gone off now, and his place has been taken by Marcus Bent.
Well, it's a different proposition now, isn't it? Marcus is not going to fight and scrap with Gregan and Kidd. He's going to work the angles, use his pace, come off, turn, and may well have just, those two centre-halves may well have been softened up by Mark Hughes.
Preston have also taken this as a signal to change, and young Michael Keane comes on for his debut, wearing number 38, the young Irishman who's no relation to Royal Robbie, David Moyes says. Just 18 years of age, central midfielder who's been doing well at youth team level. He's been knocking on the door for a first team appearance and gets it here tonight in this crucial game.
Well, you obviously know that Mark Rankin must be injured because he loves a challenge, loves a fight. So Keane gives him a chance, an opportunity to see what he can do.
And he's straight into the action, the youngster Michael Keane. He won it well.
Well, Keane is Keane.
Well, we've got more drama from Fratton Park, and the news just get better and better for Crystal Palace and for their caretaker manager, Steve Kember. Leading 3-1, they've now extended it to 4-1, and Dougie Freedman has got the goal that surely now means that Crystal Palace will be out of the bottom three going into the final weekend of the season. They certainly are as it stands at the moment. Here's Marcus Bent. Good hit! Fantastic save!
What a wonderful save. This is brilliant. This is a goal all the way. But the agility in the hands of Lucas keeps us out. What a strike. Bounces great. It's heading towards the top corner. Good save.
That was goal bound, no doubt about it. Duff with a corner. Short climbs for the header. Back in from David Dunn. Bent's there again! And this time, Lucas can watch it go by safely.
Kidd claims that he fouled him. He does get up, but he can't angle it into the net. This is wonderful. Watch the left arm come out. There's the flick. That's on its way in. But the strength of the palm of the hands just takes it out. This is Marcus Bent. He's got Kidd around him, but he can't keep it on target.
It's a hamstring injury that's seen the withdrawal of Mark Rankin, which will be of some concern to Preston, bearing in mind that their season, of course, goes beyond the normal league campaign with the playoffs to come.
Well, it's quite close on the attempts, but the shots on target say it all. 4 for Blackburn, 1 for Preston. And what an introduction to the game there from Marcus Bent.
Of course, goes beyond the normal league campaign with the playoffs to come.
Well, it's quite close on the attempts, but the shots on target say it all. 4 for Blackburn, 1 for Preston. And what an introduction to the game there from Marcus Bent.
Curtis. Key. Curtis again. In goes Keane against Gary Flitcroft. Edwards. Macken trying to steer it inside Curtis. Cleared by Burke. Janssen helping it on in the direction of Bent, who keeps up the pressure after Kidd's back pass. It's Marcus Bent. Gregan's committed.
He'll be disappointed with that. A wonderful shot with his right foot. It did not look as comfortable on his left there. Kidd and Gregan between them. Kidd's trying to get it to Gregan. The pace of Bent takes him past. Then Gregan dives in, which gives him the chance. But he drifts the shot wide.
Here's Curtis. Bent has certainly made his presence felt since coming on. Johnson! Johnson taking a stab at it. Although that is going to be his last contribution to the game, because Blackburn are to try another substitution. Johnson making way, and Craig Hignett, twice promoted with Middlesbrough, disappointed with Barnsley in the playoff final last year when they lost to Ipswich, comes on to take his place.
Well, he's a talented young lad, Damien Johnson, but this lad, Craig Hignett, with all his experience, and it's a position that he loves, just in that midfield, not having to worry too much about his defensive duties, to get forward and create opportunities and get chances when they come along. He's the man to do it.
Anderson over the free kick. He's planted a good one in there. It's Curtis who deals with it. Keane. Off Duff for the throw. A hopeful one from Gregan. Anderson is there lurking. And it's Gillespie trying to hold him off. But he's run into Edwards. Curtis away. This is Bent. He's had a telling effect since he came on for Hughes, and he's won the throw.
It's his movement. Whereas Mark Hughes stood down the middle. Bent's not happy at doing that. He likes to drift to the wide, which makes those defenders uncomfortable. And all of a sudden they're starting to get dragged around, Kidd and Gregan.
Marcus Bent's first goal in 10 games when he came on to score against Portsmouth at the weekend.
He's upset with one or two things at the moment. All of a sudden, things are not working out to the script.
A draw would leave them 2 points clear of Bolton with 1 game remaining for each, but it's mightily close on goal difference as well. Blackburn at the start of the day 5 better off. Offside flag is up here, but Bolton have scored more goals than Blackburn. And who knows what it will come down to in the end.
What you can say, it's been a magnificent managerial performance from both of them, Sam Allardyce and Graham Soon as well. Everybody in the playoffs, you've got to look at it. Trevor Francis, Gary Megson, David Moyes himself. Truly wonderful managerial performances in the First Division this season.
Here's Alexander. Macken. Cartwright. Alexander. Cresswell wanted it played out wide. He's looked instead to Edwards. Intervention was by Gillespie. Well won back though by Edwards. This is Kidd. Nice touch from Barry Murphy, who gets it back from Edwards. Anderson has made a run towards the centre. Cresswell had gone there too. This is Keane, whose parents have come over from Ireland to see his first team debut tonight. It's Keane again. Macken and Cresswell waiting in the box. And Curtis makes the challenge.
Well, you can tell already that this lad's got a future. This young lad Keane, because he's hurry, scurry, get after him. He's really enjoying himself out there.
Cleared by Dunn in the end. Edwards. This is Barry Murphy. Anderson. Anxious times these for Blackburn. Bolton willing Preston on to score a goal.
Just dropped a little bit deep. Henningberg, Craig Short and John Curtis, which is allowing Preston to play in the Blackburn half.
Alexander. Macken getting the better of Berg. Just wide.
Oh, he's a talent, isn't he? Either side he can go, and that's the problem for Henningberg, but he doesn't know where he's going to go. With this time he shifts it onto his left. He's trying to caress it into that bottom right-hand corner. Give it to Ben. Friedel was there if it was on target. They're dominating now without creating too many chances, Preston.
Anderson, all given away, it's done. Looking for Marcus Bent. Alexander, now Gregan. Edwards. Anderson.
They're doing to Blackburn what Blackburn did to them in the first half, just keeping the ball away from them, shifting it around, 1 and 2 touch.
Alexander did as best as he could with Cartwright's ball. Cresswell, though, just couldn't keep it in. The Blackburn fans are playing their part, but they must be concerned at what's happening and unfolding in front of them.
Well, both sets of fans are enjoying themselves now. The Preston fans are in full voice, because basically this shape now, which at times in the first half looked very difficult, the two wide men, Anderson and Cresswell, weren't getting much support. Now it's working a treat.
Here's Gillespie. Here's Curtis. Janssen the target. He looked to head it back across there. Both Bent and Hignett were waiting to latch onto it. This is Short. Macken putting him under pressure. Cut out by Cartwright. This is Cresswell. He's got away from Janssen's challenge. He's got Macken going through the middle and attempts to slide it through to him.
It's the one man Graham Souness does not want to see on that ball in and around the 18-yard box. Jonathan Macken.
Flitcroft. Short. This is Hignett. It's Flitcroft's ball. Gregan stepping in against David Dunn. Flitcroft wins it from Anderson. This is Curtis. Hignett. Flitcroft looking for Bent. Header away is by Kidd. This is Dunn. And Bent this time has turned away from Edwards. Hignett has kept it in. This is Duff. Craig Hignett. Hignett did well to keep it in the first place. This is Duff. He's run into Graham Alexander.
He's been starved of possession in the second half, Duff.
Hignett low on in this time. Gary Flitcroft. Well wide of the mark.
He's hit one or two screamers. But that one, as you said, Rob, going nowhere. Difficult time for him. People will think, well, they're not creating too many chances, Preston. But they're giving us more of a game than they did in the first 45.
Well, on recent away trips, Blackburn have edged their way to goalless draws at Wolves and at Stockport, but it's Bolton's win at Wolves last night that keeps the pressure on them for that second automatic promotion slot behind the champions Fulham. It's Gregan. Now here's Dunn, now Duff. David Dunn who takes over, tries to work it inside, but no holding back there from young Michael Key.
Pocket dynamo. Loves a challenge.
It's a searching ball from Berg that's picked out Bent. But Preston with enough back to cover. Edwards there as insurance. They've got beyond Kidd. Hignett, Gillespie, and he's won the corner off Rob Edwards. It's Hignett's corner, beyond Bent. Janssen! Blackburn Rovers are 18 minutes away from a Premiership return, and it's their top goal scorer, Matt Janssen, who's got his 24th of the season. What a priceless goal it could be.
Well, he's got Craig Short to thank for this because he does ever so well. He's got two Preston players around him. He still manages to get the header in. It bounces nicely off the pitch, up in the air to Matt Janssen. This time, it's there for me to head it. I'm not worried who's in and around me because this time it's going into the back of the net. Well done, Short, and there it goes from Janssen.
Matt Janssen has been the goal-scoring machine for Blackburn Rovers this season, and Graham Souness sees their patience finally rewarded. It had been tested to the limit by this Preston team, who'd done their bit for themselves and for Bolton. But one blemish for Janssen is that his celebration, which involved taking off his shirt, has led to a yellow card.
We spoke a million times about what a ridiculous rule, because the referee cannot understand what the elation is for him to have scored a goal that could put Blackburn Rovers into the Premiership, and just to kill him in seconds by giving him that yellow.
Preston making another change. Bjarki Gunnlaugson is the player who's coming on.
And Ian Anderson's the player gone off.
Here's Cresswell. Well, as it stands, it's all over. Can Blackburn make their position safe? This is Gillespie. Bent tearing away down the middle. And he's won the corner.
Well, Hignett's corner was magnificent. for the goal. Short made it magnificent. He didn't jump, he just used his strength to power away Gregan. This time Gregan will try and make sure he gets closer to him.
They have plenty of people powerful in the air. Short, Berg, Flitcroft, who's waiting at the edge of the area to make a run. Benton Janssen are inside the 6-yard box as Hicknett prepares to float in another. Berg gets there and it's off the line! And Preston see some salvation, so do Bolton Wanderers, and it was the young player, Michael Keane, who was in the right place at the right time to divert Berg's header away. Here's Hicknett. Flitcroft. Gillespie. Hicknett lets it run and gets it back here from Marcus Bent. Flitcroft. Again, it's Keane who's there to block it.
Well, everybody's looking for Craig Short, but this time Hicknett, he's clever. He's looking for Henning Berg, but young Michael Keane in the right place at the right time, because if he's not, that's a goal.
Well, the corners are having a devastating effect, and he's in there again, Keane, guarding against the threat of another Blackburn goal. Hicknett takes this one, and Barry Murphy slices it away. Flitcroft, though, keeps up the pressure. Short goes for it. Henning Berg, cleared by Keane. This is Curtis. Duff. Now Dunn. This is Gillespie. Graham Souness wants it played out here to Graham Hicknett, but Gillespie looks more positively towards the area. Hicknett given away to Gunn Laugson. And now Preston with the opportunity to break. Cartwright has Janssen snapping away against him. Confirmation of the change that Preston made, with Ian Anderson being replaced by the Icelander Gunn Laugson, who came on to score an injury time winner against Norwich in October. And Bolton and Preston fans are united in hoping that he has some goal-scoring contribution to make here, because as it stands, Blackburn Rovers are less than a quarter of an hour away from the Premiership now. But here is Richard Cresswell. Barry Murphy's got into the area in support, but the challenge is a good one from Curtis. Flitcroft away. Now Bent, looking to get the better of Kidd.
Well, they don't have to chase it now, do they? Blackburn, Henning Berg, Craig Short and Curtis now coming into their own. Curtis is challenging the box there on Creswell. Just perfect.
Gillespie. Janssen. Well, it's 9 goals in 11 games now for Matt Janssen, who really has come good at the right time. Big hero, he's the player of the year, and he's helped to leave a Graham Souness side in the Premiership as things stand at the moment, but who knows if there will be yet another twist in the tail.
Well, he's matured so much since Souness became the manager. He's an all-round player now. He's not just a person who dribbled with the ball down blind alleys. He's now a team player, a goal scorer, comfortable when in possession.
Oh, that's a bad one from Curtis, and he needs a bit of help there. I'm not really sure that Cresswell was as aware then as he should have been of just how good an opportunity that could have been.
I think he accepted the fact that Curtis was going to head it, and as you said, Rob just took his eyes off it and could have been alive. Thankfully Brad Friedel was alive for Blackburn.
Well, there's some goal-scoring power. The man that Preston are going to bring on here is Cresswell, who's being sacrificed to make way for him. David Healy, who's scored 9 times since his arrival from Manchester United for a club record £1.5 million, comes on for the last 12 minutes or so. Scored 9 times in 18 league starts for Preston. Scored a penalty in the defeat by Blackburn back in January. Here's Marcus Bent. Away by Edwards. Flitcroft. Duff with a header on. And in their moment of potential triumph, the Blackburn fans remembering their late benefactor, singing "There's Only One Jack Walker." Matt Jansen has been fouled. And it's a free kick.
There's a definite foul by Gregan. Finds himself into the notebook because of it. And it's a change of tactics for Preston now that Healy's on. Healy and Macken right up the front with Gunn Larkson just in behind them.
Dunn places the kick, and Lucas thumps it away.
Great delivery. But he's in top form tonight. Lucas taking no chances. Made his mind up very early on to punch that.
Ignat's kick. Berg looking to get on the end of it again. There was a collision there with Ryan Kidd. And it's good to know that Jack Walker's involvement carries on in the club through his son-in-law, Rob Matthewman, who's the vice-chairman here tonight. And certainly Jack Walker's legacy will never be forgotten by these Blackburn fans. They were singing "There's Only One Jack Walker" at the final home game of the season, and they're remembering their absent friend again here tonight. Alexander's kick, and that could have gone back to the goalkeeper. Short took the decision out of his hands, and they were risking disaster there. They can smile about it now.
Craig Short saying it's a late shout. I think it must have been because he was waited and waited for the shout from the goalkeeper, but decided he didn't hear one and took it in his hands or on his head to make the decision to head it. And that's what you have to do in those situations.
Confirmation of that earlier caution for Sean Gregan. This is Duff. Here's Craig Short. Kidd. Berg again. It's Cartwright. This is Healy. And away by Berg.
Well, it's unnecessary pressure. That straight ball has caused them problems all night because Kidd and Gregan have been very strong. When they pass it on the floor, they've been good.
Alexander's cross. Larkson was going in there positively for it. Jansen was pulled back by Lee Cartwright. Somehow the final 7.5 minutes could just evaporate.
Well, they're comfortable. They're biting their nails on the bench, but
Tony Parks there has seen the good times and the bad at Blackburn. Faithful servant to the club, caretaker manager on numerous occasions, and now playing his supporting role too. Graham Souness, whose arrival has certainly turned around the fortunes. When he came in 14 months ago, the club was 11th in this division, their final position of the last campaign. But what a revival there has been this year. Gillespie, Macken is onto it. Kurt Curtis. Hignett. Flitcroft. Alexander. Looks as though Bristol Rovers could be heading out of the second division if it stays that way. Danny Stender's goal for Wickham. Bristol Rovers lose tonight, they're down. It's Curtis's header. Macken fighting and battling for the cause, but it's Hignett who digs it out to clear. Gregan. Macken screening it from Berg. It's Gunlagsson who's onto it! So close, agonisingly close.
Well, they may well have had a case for handball there with Jonathan Macken. But what about this from a toe punt? He just gets his toe to it, Gunlagsson. Left-footed, it bounces and bobbles. If it's on target once again, Friedel's across. But is he quick enough across? He doesn't have to worry about that because it goes wide.
Well, that's the narrow margin of success and failure, and Kenny Dalglish is one who certainly understands the pressures of management. Graham Souness, one of his successors, looking to gain promotion from a stronger position. When Dalglish was in charge, Blackburn actually faltered at the end of a campaign where they'd led this division for much of it and ended up having to go through via a narrow victory over Leicester in the playoff final. Souness's team were always determined that they wouldn't need those end-of-season games. They're not there yet, but they are within close touching distance.
Well, it may not be pretty, but it's effective at the moment.
Berg's free kick. Marcus Bent looking to head it over Gregan. Tension showing. Healy. Keane. Done. Preston throw. This is Alexander. Away by Short. Here's Matt Jansen. Short has stayed in the attack. Keane was in pursuit of Jansen. And runs into Hignett. This is Gillespie. Curtis. Kid's fallen, and that gives Jansen an opening. It's Matt Jansen. And in the end, he tries to do too much. Gregan clears. Here's Duff. Dunn. David Dunn. Was always in control. Macken. Curtis away. This is Gillespie. Edwards. Healy, was he being pulled back by Short? It's Macken. Dunn wins it from him. And away by Duff. It's Gregan. Now Flitcroft. Duff's made a run ahead of him, but he's looked back instead here to David Dunn. Hignett. Gillespie. Curtis. Berg. Gillespie. Suddenly opened up for him, Keith Gillespie. In the end, it was Keane, who's performed doggedly since he came on, who closed the gap.
He's a little terrier, isn't he? Hint of a foul there, but it's determination to get the ball.
And we've seen a goal from a corner already. No hurried approach this time, though, from Hignett and David Dunn. A lot of eyes already trained on Dave Pugh, the fourth official, as he The amount of stoppage time is totted up. This is Janssen. And Laxton winning it from him, but Flitcroft comes in. Gillespie having to try and make the challenge, and then Barry Murphy goes down, earning the free kick.
Well, he's not just tonight's nationwide man of the match, he's Blackburn's man of the season, and his goal could be a major factor with a couple of minutes to go that takes Blackburn into the Premiership.
David Healy, though, gets it across here. Macken turns and hits the post! The narrow margin of success and failure exposed again. Blackburn were the width of a post away from heartbreak, and Bolton's automatic promotion hopes almost rescued there by Macken.
He's a special player, Macken. What about this for another wonderful turn? Low sense of gravity, short, can't get anywhere near him. And how's your look? I think that's it, Rob. I think that tells you that that 1 foot in the Premiership is there.
Bent getting the better of Edwards. Pignet had made a good run. It's Gregan. Alexander. Healy. Flitcroft. Here's Matt Janssen. And Blackburn Rovers are 2 minutes away from the Premiership and 2 minutes away from slamming the door on Bolton Wanderers' automatic promotion bid.
That 2 minutes is just the substitutions because there's been no trainer or physio on the pitch. It seemed like an eternity for Blackburn Rovers manager Graham Souness, the players and those fans. For Preston it'll go 30 seconds.
Here's Gillespie. Flitcroft. Matt Janssen. To Blackburn Rovers throw.
They're professional, aren't they? They know what's required now. Nothing heroic, just keep it away from anybody else.
Gillespie looking to get through. Here's Flitcroft. And it was deflected away from goal, but it was a Blackburn player who deflected it, Keith Gillespie. Are they there? They're as good as. Short. Duff. Bent leaning into Sean Gregan. Lucas coming out looking for one last attempt for the equaliser. Short though, and mounted at the back. Gregan.
Well, they're all looking towards the referee.
And there goes the whistle, and Blackburn Rovers produce the ultimate tribute to the late Jack Walker. In the season that he sadly passed away, they complete their return to the Premiership. And 4 days short of his 48th birthday, it is many happy returns for Graham Souness. A return to the Premiership for him and for Matt Janssen, for the Blackburn players who've performed out there tonight, and for those who've worked so hard this season to ensure that this would happen.
Magnificent. What a second half to the season. Look at those fans delighted. Look at this man. What a coach. He's done ever so well. He's brought out the best of some good players and made them top quality players at first division level. Next season he gets the opportunity to pit his wits against the best.
Well, as Graham Souness congratulates his players, you have to at this moment as well remember Bolton, who've taken it as far as they could, did all they could to keep the race open. But before the last weekend of the season, Blackburn have ensured their return to the top flight. And it was a goal from Matt Janssen, his 24th of the season, that produced that surge of ecstasy at the end. Janssen, the club's leading scorer, Graham Souness, the chief architect of Blackburn's return after a 2-year absence from the top flight. He's engineered a revolution in his 14 months at the club, the Blackburn boss. He's made some shrewd signings along the way. The manager of the month curse for April didn't happen to Graham Souness. And on their first game in May, they have clinched promotion.
Well, he vowed after last season when Joe Royle and his Manchester City celebrated at Ewood Park that that would never happen again unless his side was doing it in the same season, and they have this season, and they've done it at near neighbours Preston.
It was an edgy display. It took until 18 minutes from the end to get the breakthrough of that goal, but John Curtis, look at him beaming with delight. A complete contrast to the feeling at Wembley in May when he was a loser with Barnsley. Matt Jansen, twice relegated from the Premiership, first with Crystal Palace, then with Blackburn Rovers. A lot of observers wondered if he'd made the correct career decisions throughout his early playing career when he rejected Manchester United, but they're back amongst the elite next year. They'll be playing Manchester United and the rest.
Well, he could play there, Rob, there's no doubt about that. Jansen's skills will be welcome in the Premiership. Big Brad Friedel there didn't have a happy time with Liverpool, but he'll be looking forward to going back. Souness rates him so highly. Damien Duff, David Dunn, Marcus Bent, look at the joy on their faces. This is what football is all about. There's highs, there's lots of lows, but tonight is going to be one massive high.
Tony Park's a great loyal servant. You've got to congratulate him, Phil Forsmer, some of the players who late on in the season were injured and unable to take part tonight, the likes of Stigging and Bjornaby, Alan Mann, who played his part. All of them shrewd signings from Graham Souness. Damien Duff, who made his return just in time. He thought he was out for the season when he injured his hamstring against Fulham, but what a night on which to come back. Poor Jason McAteer missed out at the end, but still played a big part over the course of the whole season.
Well, what a way to do it as well. Sam Allardyce's Bolton deserve so much credit. They've pushed them all the way. They've had to work really hard for this enjoyment tonight. They didn't think it was going to happen. They waited and waited and waited. It's happened now. They're enjoying it to the full.
It's all smiles and celebration.
Well, Gary Flitcroft has got it on his t-shirt. Jack, this is for you. He means Jack Walker. Everybody remembers those emotional scenes when they went down from the Premiership. He'd love to have been here tonight to enjoy this.
The club that Jack built, and that will never be forgotten.
Gary Flitcroft, what does this say? The t-shirt.
Jack, we did it for him, and that's I've been here 4 years now, and if Jack could have been here now, he'd have loved every minute of this. So, different class, love it.
Henningberg,
yes.
Congratulations!
Brilliant, man. I shouldn't sweat on TV, but I'll do that today.
Superb, wasn't it?
Oh, it was great. Couldn't believe that hit the post. Unbelievable.
And now it's Premiership again.
Yeah, it's good. Fantastic for this club and supporters. Brilliant.
David Dunn. It's Premiership football.
It certainly is, yeah. Great atmosphere, and just glad we're there now. We had to hang on, but we're there at last.
And you've done it in Lancashire.
Yeah, which is nice. It's nice for the fans to be here as well. It's not far to go, so brilliant thing. Getting in.
I know, it was an odd game, they had a few chances, but we're there now. We're promoted and it's a dream come true.
We didn't fancy the playoff, the lads needed a holiday, and you know, we've worked ever so hard all season, right from the word go. We've had a little dodgy spell early on in the season, but I think overall we have been the second best team in the league, maybe even the first. We were unfortunate a couple of times against Fulham, but I think the table never lies, does it? And you know, we're just glad to be up there again.
Brilliant, isn't it? Hey, what a finish, what a way to win it. You know, late on in the game, you know, a lot of people have got to be pleased tonight. You know, your thoughts go to Jack Walker, the directors, the supporters, the players, the manager, you know, a lot of people in mind at this particular time, but it's fantastic. You know, I thought Preston played well tonight, give us a real hard battle, but in the end we've won the game, and that's what it's all about. Tremendous.
Greg Short, this is it, Premiership football.
This is the best moment of my football career.
Yes!
The best moment of me.
Some lads here have won lots of things, Mark Hughes, Henningberg. This is the best moment for me. This is superb. It was a tense affair. We didn't play very well. Gave them a few chances, but as long as we get up, it's a fantastic feeling. It's not sunk in. It's great being all the lads now. We'll have a nice relax now. It's been hard work, a long season.
Yeah, it's the only place to play, and delighted for everybody connected with Blackburn. I mean, it's been a great season, and we've been able to cap it with promotion. I mean, it's great for the fans, it's great for everybody connected with the club, and we're just delighted to be back where the club belongs.
You said you wanted to come back and steer Blackburn, along with the other players, into the Premiership. You've achieved it.
Well, yeah, I mean, my contribution is very small. I mean, the rest of the lads have been immense the last 6-7 months, and it's just all come good. I'm just delighted for everybody.
I don't have time for my heart to stop, but it's going to stop in a minute here. Just unbelievably excited. Unbelievably excited.
And Premiership football again?
Again, yes. Got had some things to prove. Hopefully we've only done a little bit of that. You know, let's enjoy our moment and then come back fighting next year.
Matt!
Get in!
Matt Jansen.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing all right. What about you?
Good, yeah, brilliant. Great result for us. We thought Wolves would do us a favour yesterday, but we needed to come here and grind a result, and that's exactly what we've done. The lads have done brilliant.
And a goal late on in the game really means that the nerves only have to last out for a few minutes.
That's right, yeah. Tense match, gritty in the first half, but we knew if we kept on going, we had chances, but it was just converting them, and thankfully one of them went in. We've got there, and we're going to look forward now, and it's the Premier League, here we come.
Are you thinking about Gillingham on Sunday?
No, not at this moment. I'm thinking of the lads and what kind of night it's going to be tonight.
Have a good one.
Thanks very much.
Get in there. Congratulations.
Well, what can I say? We've deserved it. We deserved it. We've played really well this year. I mean, I'm trying to phone my wife. We were a wee bit nervy tonight, but you know, over the season, we deserve to be going up.
Would your wife not be watching?
She will be watching, and I'm on phone or mobile. She'll be wondering if she sees me on the telly. She'll be wondering who I'm phoning. It's been really hard. We deserve to be going up. You know, tonight was a nervy performance by us. Understandable, but we deserve to be. It's great night. You know, I'm pleased for them.
I'll let you talk to your wife.
Yeah, pleased for Jack's family.